Hello and welcome back. I'm Jennifer Mata-McMahon. In this video I thought I'd share with you some of my thoughts on how my first weeks of my no-buy year are going and sort of the thoughts I have about how I'm feeling, how I prepared for it, how I'm feeling about it now that I'm in it, and sort of my expectations and how it's going just for the first couple weeks of the month of January. So let's get into it. So my no-buy year has started and I prepared a little bit for it. So in preparation for the no-buy year, I did do some purchasing in the month of December. I first looked at my makeup and my skincare items, which are two of the categories of the no-buy year, and I looked at things that were items that were my favorite products, that I was running low on, and determining if I wanted to repurchase that item or if I would be okay using whatever other item in that category I still had. And I did buy, say, one of my favorite mascaras. I bought two, a high end and a low end of my favorite mascaras. I bought a toner that I really like in terms of skincare, and I think that was it. Other things that I was purchasing in December were things that were recently out that I wanted to try, but that I didn't necessarily were my favorites or I was running low on. I got a lip balm, a mascara, a couple mascaras I had, and the toner were things that I had tried before that I wanted to be sure that I had them once the no-buy year began. Even though I had other mascaras and I had other toners and I had other lip balms, but these were just my favorite ones that I was running low on. But then other things were, makeup-wise, were some lip liners from LA Girl and some eyeshadows. I bought the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette, and I asked for Christmas for my Secret Santa for some makeup, some eyeshadow palettes that I wanted, so I asked and got from my Secret Santa, thank you Sophie, the eyeshadow palette, the Dose of Color, Katie and Desi Friendication eyeshadow palette. I wanted that and I got that from the Secret Santa. I wanted the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette, which was the only one from the collection, the Anastasia Beverly Hills collection, that I didn't have. So I wanted that one, and I got those two. I also got some Dose of Color liquid lipsticks, mini set, and something else. Oh, and a Stila liquid glitter eyeshadow. And I used them in December when I was in Miami for Christmas. I used that makeup, and I used it to do the makeup on my sister, on Sophie, on my mom, and I used it like with a lot of different age faces and a lot of different undertones and skin colors. So it was good to be able to explore that and use those items, but that's new, and that wasn't in preparation for the no-buy. Well, it was sort of in preparation for the no-buy, because years past I haven't asked for makeup for my Secret Santa because I've had so much of it and I knew that I could just purchase whatever I wanted, so I didn't ask for makeup. This year I did, knowing that it would be preparing me for entering the no-buy year. So that was one of the things I did. I sort of prepared myself buying some things. I also purchased some things that have been trickling in January. But those were a long cardigan sweater that I wanted, that I felt like I needed when I was working from home. I needed something like cozy warm that was long, like a bathrobe but was not a bathrobe. And I got that for myself. I also got some inserts, the socks for the hunter boots that I use when I walk the dogs. I need, when I wear those boots, just socks, it gets really cold. So I got the special ones, the socks that are from those boots too. In any case, those things kind of trickled in January. The other things that have been coming in, I've purchased some books, but books were not part of the no-buy rules that I had for myself, so that was well within the range, and it's gonna continue to be. So I have other books that I'm like waiting to purchase in the future that I know that I'm going to purchase in the future. But again, that was not part of the no buy. But I still have those things. The other thing that happened is that I got an email from Ipsy saying that my bag was on its way, and I was surprised because I thought that I had canceled that subscription, and what I had done was I had postponed it or stopped it for a couple months, and then it automatically renewed itself, and without me knowing that that was going to happen. So I went in and canceled the subscription, but I think the Ipsy bag for January is already out, so I'm probably going to get that. And it's going to Chicago because it had my old address, my old subscription, and all of that. So I'll probably get that when I'm going to Chicago next week, and I'll probably get it while I'm there. But that was not intended to be purchased in January because I really thought I had sort of canceled that subscription. Other than that, I have canceled all my subscriptions. I don't have anything that is going to automatically send me any items that I don't want. The only subscription I have, again, is for books, is my Audible subscription, and that's fine. That's not part of the no buy. I purchased some art while I was in Miami. And that was the other thing, sort of like in preparation for the no buy. I know I'm not going to purchase any art, any decorative figures, any houseware items. All of that is sort of banned for next year. But I got some religious figures from a Venezuelan artist, a sculptor that I really, really like, and I got one as a gift for Mike, and then I got two for my collection of religious figures. I also bought a painting, a litografía, I have to look how to say that in English, from a Venezuelan painter, a very young, up-and-coming Venezuelan painter, and I got one of his pieces, and I haven't framed it, which I think I am going to do. I'm going to allow myself to do that this year because I don't want it to go bad, to get wrinkled or damaged in any way. So I'm going to, that's one of the things I'm going to do during this no-buy year, which is like set that up so that I can hang it and it's not sitting in a bag for a year. That's the only thing that I think I'm gonna sort of not break the rules, because it's not what the frame. The frame is not the actual art piece, right? And the art piece was already purchased in December, so I think that's what I'm gonna do with that. Just buy the frame for it, and so I can hang it. I got another art piece from my cousin for Christmas, which I'm gonna hang, but I didn't purchase that. That was a gift. And again, all of this was happening in December before the no-buy year. So in preparation, I did make some purchases. I did get some things that I thought I would either need or wanted, or that I wanted to make sure that I had, if I really liked them, had used them before and really liked them. So that was one thing that happened. Another thing that's been happening during the no-buy year. So the no-buy year started the 1st of January. And what's been happening is I sort of regretted some of the things that I did not buy in December. So there were a couple of things that I wanted to buy and I didn't, because I thought to myself, I'm going into this no-buy year, I don't need this. Why should I just start, with all these things? I already have too many. For example, I saw a pair of shoes while I was in Miami that I really liked, and I thought about buying them, and again I was that hemming and hawing, thinking I have so many shoes. The shoes that I liked were not winter shoes, and I was coming back from Miami, which was practically summer, to winter here in Maryland. So I thought, I'm going to buy these shoes. They're going to sit in my closet until the spring or summer of next year, and I don't really need them right now. But then when I got here and the no-buy had started, I thought to myself, I should have gotten those shoes, because I went online to see if I could purchase them, or if I could, see if they sold them, and they didn't. So they only sold them at the store. There was the only pair that was in my size that was there. I kind of, looking back, I was thinking I should have gotten those shoes and just forgotten about it, because now I'm going to be continually thinking about those freaking shoes for a year, right? And by the time that I can purchase them, obviously they're not going to be available any longer. So I've had some regrets of things that darn it, I should have bought that before the no-buy year began. Those shoes. And the other thing was, I wanted some noise cancellating headphones, and I think I'm still able to buy them because tech stuff is not part of the no-buy. And I need to upgrade my phone, which is old and acting up. I want to upgrade my iWatch to the new generation, and I wanted to upgrade my headphones, because the ones that I have are not noise canceling. So if I wear them and Mike is listening to the TV, I can still hear the TV over whatever I'm listening to, because they're not noise canceling. So I think I'm still gonna get those eventually. I was about to buy them, and then I hemmed and hawed. I have these headphones already. They're really expensive. I don't need another set of expensive headphones, but they're noise canceling. I went through all this, and I eventually just said, no, I'm not going to buy them. And now I'm thinking, I'm still thinking about them. I think I am going to buy them. But again, tech stuff, not part of the no-buy. The shoes, I'm regretting not purchasing them, but I can't purchase them because that is part of the no-buy, and no shoes, right? The other thing that I wanted to buy is, I fell in love with this candle that I bought back in I think it was the beginning of December. I went to TJ Maxx looking for something that I didn't find. Oh, the long sweater that I eventually bought from Nordstrom, and I found the candle, and the candle is rose and peony scent, and it is the most glorious scent, at least for me, that I've ever had in a candle. And I wanted to get another one of that, so I went to TJ Maxx and tried to look, but they didn't have the same one. And you know how TJ Maxx is, and Marshalls, and these stores that they have a certain product for a certain time, and then once they run out, they run out. That's it. They don't make these things, and they don't replenish their inventory. They just have what they have there, and that's it. So I looked online for it, thinking, okay, well, when I run out of all of my candles, I can buy another one. I'm going to buy this one. They don't make it anymore. The company Lab, the company that makes this candle, doesn't make this scent. It's not on their website, and it's like, so I'm savoring the candle. I don't just burn it and leave it burning all day. I burn it for a little bit and savor the scent, and which is good, because it makes me appreciate what I have and enjoy it while I have it. And I have other things that I don't necessarily love, but I have them. So I either give them away or use them. And that's something that is happening right now that I'm realizing with the no-buy, is that I have a lot of things that are not the best of their category for me. So they're not my favorites of that category. For example, perfumes. I have a lot of perfumes, and they're ones that I have that are running really low because they're the ones that I use every day, and there are ones that I have purchased several times, that same perfume, because I go through it. I use it. I use perfume every day. But there are other ones that I've had for years that I brought to Chicago when I moved from New York to Chicago with me, and that now came with me to Maryland. So they're 8-10 years old. I'm pretty sure those perfumes are probably bad by this point. And they're perfumes that I just don't use because they were gifts, and they were not a scent that I had chosen because I liked it. They were just gifted to me, and I have them, and they're sitting there, and I don't use them. But under my rules, I can't buy another perfume until I'm out of every single perfume I have. And that means that eventually I'm either going to have to use those perfumes or give them away, because they're there, they exist in my life, right? So I have to do something with them. And the candles is the same thing. I have a lot of candles. The majority of the candles that I have, I like the scent. There's just one that I'm burning right now, and I'm looking over there because it's sitting over there like mocking me. There's one that I have that I've been burning because I've had it for a long time, and I thought I'm not going to burn the rose and peony candle because that's special and I want to savor it for a special moment. And I'm burning this other candle and I'm not enjoying the scent. And I realized that there's going to come a point with all of the products that I have during this no-buy year that's going to happen. I'm going to be using products that I don't necessarily love, but because I have them and I have to use what I have before I can buy what I truly love. But I think that this is going to, I don't know yet. I mean, we're only in the second week of the no-buy year, but I think that this is going to teach me the lesson to truly only purchase things that I know that I love, and not nilly-willy just buy things because, oh, this looks cute, let me try it out. That let me try it out mentality is what has gotten me to this situation of having too much of everything. Because, oh, it's not that expensive, let me just buy it and try it out. And what ends up happening is I have a ton of let me just try this out kind of item that I don't really like, and then it just sits there because I don't use it. Or I try it out, I realize I don't like it, and it just sits there. Because some of these things, I mean, a candle that you burned, you can't return. So some of these things you can't return. And some of these things also, after you've opened them or used them once or twice, you can't just give them away or pass them on to someone else. So I typically, the makeup, for example, that I don't like, or the skincare that I don't like, that doesn't work for me for whatever reason, I give either to my niece or to my sister or to my mom, because it's already been used and they don't mind if I've used it once or twice. But I can't donate it to a center if it's been used once or twice. So I really need to think about, and my sister, my mom, and my niece have only one face too, and they sometimes say, well, no, don't give me anymore, I have enough, I already have the whatever you gave me before and I'm still using that, don't give me anything else, because they don't have the issue that I have of this constantly purchasing and having way too much of everything, right? So I am thinking about that as I force myself to use things that I don't necessarily love, but are here, and I need to either use them or pass them along. And I think that a time is going to come where I'm going to do a big cleanse. At some point of the year, I'm going to be really honest about, okay, I really don't like this. I don't need to keep this. I either throw it away, give it to someone that is going to appreciate it if I can, or throw it out. You know, it needs to go, because I don't want to be stuck using and smelling and wearing and things that I don't love. I mean, why? Why would I do that? So I either have to purge and get them out, or use them or throw them out. Or donate them. So yeah, I've been thinking about that. I think that it's going to be a good exercise in letting go of things that don't bring joy. I don't truly enjoy. So that Marie Kondo method of decluttering and cleansing and just keeping things that bring you joy and happiness and that are beautiful. I think that's where this is going to be taking me. Let's see. The last thing that I've been thinking about in these first couple weeks of the no-buy is how I'm dealing with lusting over things. And what I've found, and this I used when I did my 3-month of no-buy of last year. I started 2018 with a 3-month of no-buy, which I held strong for about 2 months. The last month wasn't very good, but the first 2 months I was really good at not purchasing makeup. It was about makeup. This one has more categories. So this no buy is longer because it's a whole year, 12 months, and it has more categories than just makeup. So it's going to be more challenging for me to do. But one of the things I did then that I'm doing now that is helping me is every time I see something that I like or that I think, oh, if I weren't on the no buy, I would probably purchase that. What I do is I pin it. So I go into my Pinterest account and I have tons of boards and I pin there things that I am liking, that I really like, or that I think I want to go back to, or things that I might want to purchase eventually. And I think that I'm going to create, I haven't done this yet because I'm just pinning to the boards that already exist, but I think I'm going to create a board of things that I want to buy after the no buy year. So if I see something and I really want to buy it and I think to myself, if I wasn't in the no buy year, I would be purchasing that, pin it to that board. And maybe in a couple months or so, look back and see, do I still want it? Would I take it out of that board? Or would I leave it there and sort of assess and sort of touch base and test the waters and see how I'm doing with those things that I'm sort of falling in love with and can't purchase because I'm in the no buy year? If I would continue to love them and if I would continue to want to purchase them later on. I think that would be a good board to have and look at in a couple months' time, progressively, you know, throughout the year, and certainly look at the end of the year and look back and say, okay, would I want to buy this? Am I still like lusting over it, wanting to have it? Or no, I don't want that anymore, and I'm glad I didn't get it because I was in the no buy year when I really wanted it, right? So yeah, so Pinterest has been very helpful, and I think that it will continue to be helpful for now because I'm still in the phase of looking at things and still in that sort of buying mentality and still spending time looking at, you know, what's new in the Sephora website, what's new in the Ulta website, what's new in Ann Taylor and in the shops that the online stores that I tend to shop in, right? So I'm still looking at those websites and I'm still getting emails from those companies. I haven't unsubscribed from shopping websites. I still get those emails. And I go in and I see there's a sale here and there's a 50% off there and there's, a clearance over there. And I still get those emails. And sometimes when it looks interesting, I go in and check and see, oh, what is it that they're selling? What is it that they're... and sometimes I have gone as far as in Ulta and in the Sephora website, I pinned and added to my cart a couple of primers that I liked. One was recommended and the other one, both of them were recommended. I was watching YouTube videos and two different YouTubers recommended two different primers, and one is sold in Ulta and one is sold in Sephora, and I went in and added it to my cart. So in my cart right now there's like two primers in each of these stores. Obviously I'm not going to buy them, and I'm not going to buy them until my last primer is done, but I wanted to put them in my cart because I was thinking I want to remember that these were really good and highly recommended, and maybe once I'm done with all of my primers, I'll purchase one of these and try this out, right? So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that I'm still spending time online shopping, right? Or window shopping online because I'm not buying anything. But I'm still spending time doing that and putting things into cart and thinking about when I can, I'll buy this. But I think that doing that Pinterest board is going to really help me to sort of gather all those thoughts in one place and be able to go back and revisit and evaluate and see if I still want them or not. Another thing that I did today, and this is sort of the last thing to wrap up, is I went through my makeup vanity and I counted every single item of makeup that I have there. And I came up with, and that's that video is probably going to go up before this one, so you'll probably have seen that video before you see this one. And I counted every single item of makeup, and it came up with a really large number, which doing that was very useful because, well, one, I wanted to tally what I have so that at the end of the year I could compare and go back and see how much do I have now at the end of the year and how much did I start off with, and have I really used a lot of things. That was the main purpose, but the hidden purpose that I didn't really expect was that it hit me. I see that I have a lot, but I counted them and I came up with this number that's ridiculously high, right? It's a ridiculously high number, and I thought, oh my gosh, this really solidifies for me the importance and the need to do this no-buy year, particularly for makeup. I didn't do the same thing with my shoes or my clothes or my art or my houseware or my skincare, which I know I have a lot of as well. I didn't count how many pairs of shoes I had or how many toners or how many cleansers or I didn't do that. I only did it with makeup. But makeup is the reason why I went into the no-buy, because I felt like I had too much of it and I had a compulsive addiction to purchasing more, even though I could see I had a ton. Counting it made it that much more real in terms of seeing I do have a ton of makeup, and this is just way too much. And I was glad that I ventured into this no-buy year and set this challenge up for myself for this year, because in counting my makeup, I realized I need this. I truly need this. I can't buy one single lipstick, lip liner, eyeshadow palette ever again, right? I don't think that, I think that when the year is done, I'll have less in my collection, but I know how long it takes to go through an item of makeup, even if you're using it every day. And I don't think I'm going to go, I'm probably going to make a little dent in the amount that I have, but I don't think I'm going to go through all of it. I'm not going to have time to go through all of it. So yeah, it was eye-opening. So those are my thoughts. That's what I've been thinking about and how I prepared for it and what I'm thinking about during these 2 weeks of my no-buy year. And I'm gonna continue to touch base with you and reflect on what's going on. And hopefully if you're doing it as well, if you're also embracing a no-buy year, you're sharing with me what's going on as well for you, what you're learning, what your takeaways are, and how you're dealing with it, because I think that right now I'm still on the high. You know, I'm excited about it. I'm glad I'm doing it. I'm pumped. But I know that there's going to be a withdrawal period. I know that I'm going to want to buy something desperately and not be able to do it. And I know I have my outlets with books and technology and those kinds of things that I didn't include those in the no-buy. But I don't want to redirect all my purchasing energy and then get crazy buying books and aspects of technology or items of technology just because I can, and I can't buy any of these other ones, which was sort of my go-to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to just rechannel my addiction towards something else, because that would defeat the purpose of doing the no-buy year in order to tackle and nip in the bud the compulsive addiction of purchasing things that I don't need. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and that you come back soon again for more updates and more reflections on my no-buy year. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and I will see you again soon. Bye.